Marlboro Man from Wham Radio and New Wham TV, because we have a mutiny, people, coming right at you from beautiful downtown Floralland, Illinois, I guess. Yes, this is a place of many, many flowers. And listen up, cats and kittens, because we got a neat little show for you today. First of all, we're going to address, well, I'm sorry, only, first of all, only what we're going to address today is something called nervous breakdowns. So, now that I can be in the mindset, I want to warn people about nervous breakdowns. So that is the purpose of our video today. You see, a lot of times we have nervous breakdowns and we don't even realize it until you've already stolen the Porsche and are shooting the gun up in the middle of Times Square or somewhere, or in the middle of town center or something like that. That happened to me. That was one of my nervous breakdowns, and I didn't realize it at the time. And then when you do realize that a nervous breakdown is basically when all your emotions just go awry and cut loose and you leave your senses, and you end up doing crazy things. Like the first nervous breakdown I ever had was, let's see, I was being forced into a situation. I was a kid, and I had a nervous breakdown right then and there, and I ran down the street. I ran to my friend's house. Pardon me. Yeah, I ran down the street. I ran to my friend's house. I collapsed on the lawn, and that was my very first nervous breakdown because I ran away screaming because I couldn't take it anymore. So that essentially is what a nervous breakdown is. It's for when you just can't take it anymore. Unfortunately, that is the truth of nervous breakdowns. And once you can't take it anymore, you don't. And you might do something crazy, like start your own talk show in Minnesota for no reason at all. Well, remember, we're here from Chicago, though, so we're better off than the Minnesotans. Minnesotians, pardon moi. Anyway, I wanted to just relay a little information to folks out there. See, that's you don't want to keep it inside too long. Whatever is ailing you, whatever is angering you, you don't want to keep it inside too long, because that, my friends, is how you get real bad nervous breakdowns, and you just stop caring because suddenly you can't take it anymore, whatever it is, and you can't let that happen. If you find yourself in a situation like that, a good idea is to seek help immediately, just for yourself, just privately, so you can start to re-understand what are the boundaries in your life and reality, and who do you need to help and who don't you need to help, and what are your obligations, things like that. See, that's nervous breakdowns come out of things like your your motivations. So if you are really trying to prevent something from happening and it keeps happening anyway, and it's a bad negative thing, then you're gonna end up, if you don't fix it, with a nervous breakdown. And that, it affects your loved ones, it affects yourself, and it affects anybody who gets in your way, especially those of us in the entertainment community who prefer our nervous breakdowns to be loud and crazy and everything. And believe me, I've learned my lesson from that. Because that story about the Porsche, yeah, that wasn't made up. That was unfortunately too real, and I even broadcasted it because I just was so surprised no one was arresting me. But you know what they say: if you can't even get arrested anymore, well, maybe I deserved not getting any attention for that. But that's a good thing. We don't want attention brought to our nervous breakdowns either. So, folks, I hope I was able to help you a little bit on the subject of nervous breakdowns. It's the kind of thing that can happen because you're dealing with too much at one time, especially if you have different relationships And that could mean not just a romantic relationship, but that could mean a friendship as well. So sometimes things just happen, but it is up to us to try to and not hold it all inside and release our steam as we go along. Otherwise, you, my friend, may end up emotionally broke. And when you are emotionally broke, that is the perfect time to have another nervous breakdown. And trust me, if you've had one, you've had more than enough. It's not something you like, not something you want, and it affects way too many of your friends and family. So remember, folks, take it from the Marlboro Man from Wham Radio and New MTV, because we have mutiny people, and we also are not just raising money for children, as always, but we are also trying to actively help and assist the public in not having nervous breakdowns, especially behind the counter when you're checking out and there's a bunch of people in line and you got to have a big emotional nervous breakdown because the oatmeal cookies aren't oatmeal enough for you. That is a prime example of holding it in too long and it coming out at the most inappropriate time, a bad time. So again, folks, I've hoped I've helped some people not have a nervous breakdown at all, but if you have to have a nervous breakdown, do it privately, do it on your own, and try not to do it in public. Just get that out of the way, and always remember it's okay to call an ambulance, regardless your insurance situation, if you are feeling that blue and that a nervous breakdown happens, or you can't even get that far because you're breaking down, whatever the case is. Especially if you are actively having a crazy nervous breakdown, like many people do, you definitely want to call that ambulance right away and just have yourself taken to the hospital and examined, because that is the best way to not get into trouble when you're having nervous breakdown. Remember, if something like this happens in public, an complete emotional break, the goofy, all stuff that happens in public, you're gonna have a traumatic brain experience stuck in here for the rest of your life. So you don't want that. Trust me. So taking measures is definitely encouraged, and not to mention acceptable. Okay, folks. Well, I guess that's enough for our message. Public service announcement on nervous breakdowns. Remember, the Marlboro Man is here to help you get along. Little by little, anyway. Anyway, that's been the Marlboro Man from Wham Radio and New MTV, because we have a mutiny, people, coming right at you and signing out, folks. Signing out.